If your night renders feel lifeless, the problem isn't the scene, it's the lighting. Night lighting is where an average render turns into a professional one. Hi everyone, welcome to this important video. In this tutorial, we're going to walk through 3 essential steps for nighttime interior lighting. I placed 2 cameras in the scene so we can render from 2 different angles. I'm starting by adding the interior lights using rectangle corona lights. I'll switch to the left view, press F3 to go into wireframe so I can see inside the room. And create a corona light, rectangle. I'll warm up the light color a bit. I don't want the light source to be visible, though from the camera angles I chose, it doesn't show anyway. I'll copy this light and move it to the right. And make this second one slightly warmer than the first. For now, I'll keep the intensity at 10. I just realized I didn't change the intensity of the first light, I'll set that one to 12. Switching to the top view, I'll place both lights inside the scene. Next, I want a third light angled behind the camera. So I'll copy one again. Scale it down. Rotate it. And place it properly. Lower the intensity. Now I'll move to the material editor. Using Corona Ray Switch, I'm going to control shadow behavior. In rendering, shadows are just as important as lighting itself. I'll bring in a Corona OW map and add a Corona Legacy MTL. With reflect set to 1 and glossiness at 0.4. I'll plug the OW map into reflect, refract, and direct. Then set AO's max distance to 1 and lift the black colors slightly toward gray. Inside the ray switch material, I'll assign a soft gray to global illumination for now. I'll brighten the owl shadow tint just a bit. Next, I'll open Render Setup, right pointing arrow scene and enable MTL override. Then assign the material I just created as an instance. This forces the entire scene to use this material. But the hidden ceiling light should not use this override. So while it's selected, I'll click the little plus icon to exclude it. Now the hidden ceiling light keeps its original corona light material. I'll start the render on this camera. I've set interactive render to the tab key for quick access. This area should now receive strong, clean shadows. The hidden ceiling light is also working correctly. Now it's time for tone mapping. I'll enable it. I'll set the exposure to 1. I'm putting the color balance at 6500, and I'll lower it later if needed. For now, I'll keep the contrast at 2. For now, I've also added a custom curve to strengthen the shadows. The shadows already look better, but I think they can go even further. So I'll go back to the material editor and darken the global illumination a bit more. Rendering again. Now the wall shadows look great, but the ceiling is too dark. Back to the material editor. This is the wall material. I'll duplicate the ray switch setup for the wall. Connect the owl map, and reassign the original material. This one is the ceiling. For the ceiling, I'll lighten the GI color so the shadows aren't as strong. Starting an interactive render. Better, but it still needs to be a bit brighter. So I'll lighten global illumination again. That looks good. Now I'll copy this ray switch setup for the ceiling material as well and hook everything up. This one is the ceiling's hidden light material, and this is the corona sky. The parquet also needs its own ray switch, So I'll disable MTL override to bring back the original materials. If you're enjoying the video so far, please hit like, and if you're not subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you do. Leave a comment too. The room currently looks slightly brownish. And global illumination works like a color corrector here. So I'll add another ray switch specifically for the flooring. Reflect, refract, and direct will use the OW setup. And I'll assign a soft gray to global illumination. Rendering again. You can see it removed that brown tint and improved the look, but we can make it even better. I'll lower the glossiness of the parquet material. And brighten its global illumination slightly. Same for the wall and ceiling glossiness. And I'll also lighten the ceiling's GI a little more. Rendering again. The scene needs to be brighter overall, so I'll increase the intensity of the lights. The reason I'm showing all these test renders is so you can learn how each adjustment affects the final image. I'll shift the light colors slightly toward cooler white. It's getting brighter now. You can also adjust exposure, but try not to go above 2. I'll raise the contrast to 2.5, which already looks better. This corner still needs more light. So I'll move that angled light forward and rotate it slightly. Rendering again. I'll put exposure back to 1. It's brighter now, especially around the flowers and in that corner. Now I'll take a render from the front camera. This angle is a bit darker, so I'll bump the exposure a little. Thanks so much for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comments. And support the channel by liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Goodbye.